Hi everyone, I'm making this video today to introduce myself to those of you who don't know me. My name is Rasha. My business name is called Peridot Makeup. I used to work previously without a trading name. My name was just Rasha, to be Rasha Makeup Artist. I started my career back in London, where I took my makeup course at the Delamar Academy of Makeup back in 2000. But I really started working as a self-taught makeup artist, where I didn't charge anyone for my services since the year 1995. Since starting my career as a makeup artist, I've worked with some brilliant hairdressers back in London and in Melbourne. I've done some fashion shows and some seminars, and I've delivered quite a few one-on-one lessons. I've got a huge interest in skincare. I've started looking after my skin since I was 17 years old, when I started to cleanse and tone and moisturize day and night. I'm a believer that you can restore your skin and you can look after yourself and have the best skin that you possibly can have. I created the YouTube channel in response to my wonderful clients. In my channel, I keep things real. I don't promote trends that just don't work. There's a lot of them, especially with social media out there. People tend to overcomplicate makeup, and makeup is not meant to be complicated. It's meant to be there for enjoyment. It's there to make you feel better and look better, not to stress you out as to whether you're doing things right or wrong. I try to simplify things for you. My number one tip is flawless makeup begins with flawless skin. If you don't want that cakey look, if you don't want flaky skin, then you've got to look after your skin. It's a very simple routine. Cleanse and moisturize morning and night without fail. Never go to sleep without taking off your makeup, no matter how good it looked that day, no matter how much you spent on it. If you don't take off your makeup, you will get skin sensitivity, your pores will get clogged, which can result in breakouts and skin irritation and dryness. The simple routine is cleanse, tone, serum, moisturize. For mature skin, I do recommend using a serum morning and night. Can be a hydrating one, can be a lifting one. I'm a promoter of Colosé brand, the Colosé Australia brand, and you get a 20% discount if you use my code Peridot at the Colosé website. They've got some amazing products that work for any skin type. You get fascinating results for acne and blemishes, and the Pro Intensive Lifting Serum gives you a facelift in a bottle, so it's my must-have product. I'm never without it. There are different types of foundations out there. There's water-based, silicone-based, and wax-based. Depends on your preference, whether you like heavier coverage or light to medium coverage. The wax-based ones are the thicker ones, so generally when you put them on your hand and try to rub your hand, the foundation won't move as quickly as the water-based ones or the silicone-based. If you prefer to use the wax-based ones, I do recommend using a primer. And the silicone-based primers also work great for mature skin. My tip for having long-lasting eyeshadow is apply primer and foundation and follow up with loose powder or translucent powder or pressed powder. On top of that, apply a neutral shade, so a natural shade to your tone, to your skin tone, all over the eyelid and under the lower lashes. In the real world, we like to keep things simple. We don't want to complicate things. So there are some elements that you can skip. A lot of fabulous makeup artists do actually skip them. For example, contouring. Is it really necessary? No, it's not necessary. Nothing is really necessary when it comes to makeup. If you feel that you're not satisfied with the shape of your face or your nose, and by all means go and contour it. But please bear in mind that there is no such thing as one size fits all, especially with contouring. It depends on your age as well. It doesn't just depend on your bone structure and your facial features. And what we like to achieve for mature skin is to create that lift. So we want to look younger, and we want to give the delusion of the skin being taut still, and the eyelids start to droop. So we tend to have more saggy eyelids. We tend to get more hooded eyes, and the cheeks tend to drop as well, which is why we get that additional skin here, which means our face shape changes. So obviously the forehead drops as well, which means it's not as rounded anymore or lifted up. Nose is the other thing that tends to drop as well with age. Again, there are certain methods of contouring your nose, and it depends on your nose shape. If you want your makeup to last all day, then you need to have some setting elements. So primers definitely help, and also setting sprays and setting powders, whether it's a loose powder or pressed powder. Setting sprays can definitely help. When I started my career as a makeup artist, there was no such thing as setting sprays or fixing sprays. So I used to rely on my application technique and setting powder. The fixing spray that I do use would make the makeup water resistant, and in some cases waterproof. Where do we apply illuminator or highlighter, as it's called sometimes? As a general rule, apply it on the cheekbone. So approximately where your eye starts, all the way to the end. Apply it over the top of the arch of the eyebrows as well, over the lips, and if you have a nice delicate nose, on the tip of your nose or even the bridge of the nose. Lip liners help set the lipstick. They define the lips. If you want them to look larger, that will definitely help. If you don't have a long-lasting lipstick, then I recommend applying lip liner all over the lips. So fill in your lips with the lip liner and then apply 2 coats of lipstick, blotting in between to remove the excess. Stay away from lip gloss if you want the lipstick to last longer. If you do want to wear lip gloss, then just apply it into the center of the lip, staying away from the edges. Eyebrows. If you have droopy eyes, if you have hooded eyes, and you give yourself really thick eyebrows, it'll make your eyes look smaller and more slanty and more hooded. So in order to open up the eyes, draw an arch, especially up here. That will give you more of a space of the eyelid, so it'll look like you've got a wider eyelid than you actually have. How to apply eyeshadow? Well, the easiest way to explain it is have a lighter shade on the lower lid if you're not looking for the smoky eye, and a medium shade onto the eye socket, and then the darkest shade on the outer corners, like that. So like a C, draw a C, and then blend everything in together. The general rule is try and blend outwards and upwards, so that applies as well if you have hooded eyes or mature skin or slanty eyes as well. So what you do is try and blend everything outwards towards the temple. And finally on my list today is concealer and color corrector. Applying simply a concealer directly on where you have some pigmentation that you'd like to cover, for example dark circles under the eyes. If you apply a concealer directly onto it, it may not give you the desired result, and that's because it works with the color theory. The general rule under the eyes is you either use a coral orangey tone or a pinky tone for if you have darker shades, like almost a blacky gray under the eyes. So apply them under the eyes and try not to go for something that is really, really dark. Try not to go for lipstick. That lipstick trend is just a trend. If you apply the coral orangey shade under the eyes, apply it where you need it. Generally the inner corners of the eyes tend to get dark as well, so apply that on and then apply the concealer. In some cases you'll think that you've done everything correctly, but you still see this darkness. Now it may not actually be the dark circles that you can see, but it could be the hollow of the eyes. So in my cases my eyes tend to dip inwards as well, so I do have the hollows under the eyes, this part here, which tend to get a lot of shadow under the wrong lighting. The best way to do it is to apply the concealer onto the hollow and make sure to blend it out instead of taking it all the way down. If you have any questions, as always, leave them in the comment section below or contact me. Please don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you soon with more videos.